In this video, we are looking at geometric sequences. We are also going to be looking at the geometric series. A geometric sequence is a sequence in which the ratio, denoted by the letter R, between consecutive terms is constant. Here we have some examples. We are supposed to determine whether they are geometric. And if yes, we find the common ratio. So I look at the first one. So I take 6 divided by 3, I get 2. 10 divided by 6, that's not 2. So I do not have any common ratio. So that means this is not a no. I go to the next one. I take half divided by 1, that's 1/2. A quarter divided by 2 is 1/2. So I'm multiplying every time. So here I'm going to say yes. And I'm multiplying every time by 1/2. The common ratio is 1/2. Now the next thing, we are going to determine the formula for the nth term of any geometric sequence. And the first term of a geometric sequence is a subscript 1, and the common ratio is 1. We are going to complete the table and find a pattern and write the formula for the nth term. Just reminding you, this is called the explicit formula. So here, the first term, remember, is a subscript 1. To get the next one, I take the first term, I multiply by the common ratio, then take the first term, second term, I multiply by another r, so this is going to be r squared. To get the fourth term, I'm going to take a1, the previous term, then I multiply it by the common ratio. And from what I see here, I see all these ones. To be able to determine the pattern or the thread, I see all of them have the first term. And then they also have a ratio. But to get the ratio, if I consider here n is 1, so this is 2, 3, 4. This exponent of r is given as n minus 1. So this is n minus 1. So the formula here, I can write it down. A subscript 1, r n minus 1. So that's the formula we are going to keep using. Okay, for the geometric sequence, the formula for find a common ratio, then we are going to find the explicit formula and then the 10th term. Remember, the general formula for the nth term is given by the first term, then the ratio, then n minus 1. So in this problem, we know the first term is -2. Let's find the ratio. The ratio is, we are multiplying by 2 every time. So the ratio is 2. So now all I need to do is to get the ratio. I got the ratio. It's just to write the formula. So it's going to be the first term, which is -2, and then the ratio is 2 and minus 1. So that's the formula. So once I get the formula, the next thing, and let me highlight this formula, the next thing is to find the 10th term. So to get the 10th term, I know n is 10, so I'm just going to say -2, and then this is going to be 2, which is the common ratio, and then I'm going to do, say, n minus 1, so 10 minus 1, so this is going to be -2, and then 2 raised to power 9, and I just need to put this in the calculator, and when I do that, I'm going to get 10 to 4. So that's the answer. That is the 10th term. So this one, just like the previous one, I start by finding the the first term right there, -1. I find the ratio, which is -6. That's what I'm multiplying by every time. So I use that to write the formula. So the nth term formula, or the explicit formula, is going to be given by -1. And then the ratio is -6 and -1. So that's the general formula. Now I'm going to use this formula to find the sixth term. This is going to be -1 and then -6 and then raised to 6 minus 1, which is going to be, so to get the sixth term, 6 minus 1. So when I continue here, I put this in the calculator. This gives me 7,776. That's the answer. In this one, I'm given the formula. So the first thing I want to do is use the formula to generate the first term, and then I'll be able to get the other terms by knowing the common ratio. So the first term, I get it by plugging in 1 to where n is. So that's 1 minus n. So 3 raised to 0 is 1. And the common ratio is 3. This number right there, which is raised to an exponent, is the common ratio, which is 3. So the first one is 3. Then I'm multiplying every time by 3. So 9, 27, and then 81. So those are the first 5 terms. The next thing is to find the 8th term, so which is going to be given. I just use this formula, 3, and then this is 8 minus 1. So this is 3 raised to power 7, and that's going to give me 2187 when I put it in the calculator. Okay, we go to the next one here. Again, I'll do the same thing. I start by finding the first term by plugging in 1 where n is. So that is going to be 4 raised to 0, which is 1. So the first term is -2.5. And then the common ratio is 4, the number which is raised to the exponent. So that means the first term is going to be -2.5. I'm multiplying by 4 every time. So -10, -40, and -160. And -640. So those are the first 5 terms, and then I need to get the 8th term. So this is going to be -2.5, and then I will be multiplying that by 4, and this is going to be 8 minus 1, which is to power 7. I put that in the calculator, and I should get -40960. So this one, I'm supposed to write the rule for the nth term. So we start with the first one here. So here I'm given the first term. Remember the general rule is nth term is given by the first term, Rn minus 1. So this is going to be A1, which is 4. Then the common ratio is 3. And then n minus 1. So that's the answer. The next one, I need to find the first term. So I'll start by using the third term, which is 72. So this is equals to, is going to be given by A1. The ratio is 6. And since this is the third term, that means this is going to be 3 minus 1, which is equals to the first term, and this is 6 squared is equals to 72. So this is 36 times the first term is equals to 72. So that means the first term is, I divide by 72 both sides. So the first term is 2. And then I can write the formula. The nth term is given by 2. Then the ratio is 6. And then n minus 1. So there we go. That's the formula. For this one, I'm not given the common ratio and I do not know what the first term is. So I'm just going to start by using the formula. The nth term is given by the first term. So this is going to be, so the first, I start with the sixth term. So the sixth term is given by the first term, and then R, n is 6 because this is going to be n minus 1 and n is 6. So to power 5 is equals to 81. And then the third term is given by the first term. Then this is going to be R, 3 minus 1. And this is going to give me 3. So now I'm going to see I have a system of equations here that I can be able to solve. And how am I going to solve it? I'm going to divide. Because when I divide, because these are multiplied, so I cannot subtract, so I have to divide. So when I divide, I'm going to divide. So I'm going to write it here. The first term times r to the power 5 is equals to 81 over the first term times r squared is equals to, and this is, I'm dividing by both equations. So it's 81 divided by 3. So when I do that, see this is gone. And then when I have exponent, I can subtract. So r cubed is equals to 27. So that means the common ratio is 3. And when I know the common ratio, I can be able to find the first term. So I'll go to the third term. And use it to find the common ratio. So write the first term times r is 3. And then is the third term, 3 squared, should give me 3. So that means 9 times first term is equals to 3. So that means the first term is 3 over 9, which is 1/3. So now I can write the formula here. So the nth term will be given by 1/3, and then ratio is 3 and minus 1.